during the wars, before we even started, with the 96 and bringing us all there back in the day. So I showed up in 2003. He showed up when?
2001.
2001, and he was immediately gone. So he was the first 11 Bravo at the time, because that's what we were, to show up for civil affairs before we switched over in, 2006 to a CMF, which is now the 38th branch. So it is by far, I wish I could give Starbuck 4 of these, Sergeant Major Starbuck 4 Allegiance of Merits or something to the equivalent or higher. Because a lot of you can't, because you don't know him that well, he's only been here a short time, because you've only been here that long. But since I've known him, when we were in Echo Company together, we've had some heydays downrange, some good times and some bad times. I'm going to tell you, there's anyone that's technically and tactically proficient at their job, it's Sergeant Major Starbuck. I mean, you can't, I mean, he's corrected me more times when we were team sergeants than I can remember. You know, I'm going to Afghanistan, we're going to go shoot 50 cal. He's like, why don't you learn how to do the headspace and timing first, because you probably forgot. You know, or this is the way we need to do this op order for X training. I'm like, no, just tell them. No, you have to do the op order first. You're not the platoon sergeant here, because no one else is going to do it for you. You have to do it. So it was baby steps for me, but it came from Sergeant Major Starbuck, who, you know, taught me a lot of stuff that traditionally you don't learn. It's just like trial and error. You kind of learn it. And I was doing a lot of errors. And then Steve came in and showed me, hey, all right, we're going to get everyone together in Echo, you know, and we're going to sit down and hash this thing out. 2 detachments, Ranger teams, you know, the regular detachment that went and did Afghanistan. And then we had the Africa teams coming out of our company at the time. And then Yukon, because we were just the most fascinated company back then. So we did a lot of stuff. But Starbuck, you talk about a plank holder that keeps things together. I mean, that's him. He's that piece of wood you want to stick on a ship and hit with a bottle when you launch it, because he's going to stay there. You don't need glue, you don't need nails. He's just going to stick, and he sticks. And that's why I love him. You know, because no matter where he goes in the future, and I got an issue, I'm just going to call Steve. Hey, I got this issue. And he'll say, hey, have you called so-and-so? And that guy might be retired. But it's just the network of friends that we have that's important to us, the profession of arms that we talk about, that he brings to the table. I don't think I would be as successful to date if it wasn't for people like Steve Starbuck, because he really is that epitome of an NCO. And I, you know, when we present him this award, it doesn't do justice to what he needs. It just doesn't. And he's been through a lot, if you know his background, since he's just been here, you know. So I think, where are you going back to? Are you going back to North Carolina?
Yeah.
So he's going back to where kind of it all started, but you're not going back to Fayetteville, you're going to Raleigh area, right?
Up in the mountains.
Oh, so we're going to Grandfather Mountain. Delicious. His wife is like, He's going to the mountains. You know, and he can get some more deer for his 10 freezers that he's got, so he has enough food for the end of the world underneath the ground. And him and our friend Rod Knight used to plan how the world would end and how much food they would have and water underneath the ground in their bomb shelters all the time. So, but you know, there's just some of the things. I mean, I can go on for a long time with some of the stuff that Steve's done for me and for our organization as a CMF over the last 15 years. It's been outstanding serving with you, and I'm proud to call you my friend. So I appreciate that. I think the Colonel wants to say a few words too.
No, just a couple words. I've known Steve also for about 15 years since been in the branch, CMF to the branch. Just want to let everybody know the significance of this award too. All right, the Legion of Merit is one of the 3 highest Army awards, and it's second only to is neck worn. Can anybody ever tell me the other neck worn medal? Medal of Honor. So this is an extremely it's in recognition of your entire length of service, your career, as well as what you've done. And I know, having worked with him over the past 15 years, he's been an asset and a contributor to the Army. Every unit he's touched has felt his impact, and as well as, you know, the bonds of friendship and being a soldier. It's just extremely important. So I know that, again, as we said, this is unorthodox, but kind of take it back. When you go back to your formation, understand, like he said before, go Wikipedia or Google what the Legion of Merit actually is and what it entails. It is a lifetime of service and sacrifice, and I know his wife has made the ultimate sacrifice, because we'd be remiss if we didn't sit here and we recognize the soldier and not the family member, and his four-legged friend right now. I love that dog, I'm gonna take him before we go. But we can only do it with the support of our families, and he's had that, and he's been able to, you know, be let loose, and he's performed, and he's touched everybody, or like I said, every organization, everybody he's come in contact with. And we've crossed paths many times, whether it be in opponent, HRC, the units we've had, the healthy competitions over the years. So I'm gonna be short, and we're gonna get on with this. So you want someone, because I believe you and your wife should be up here with you. Could someone like take over the filming of that?
Someone know how to work the iPhone? Just the red button stop. So.
Okay.
Attention to orders. The Legion of Merit is presented to Sergeant Major Stephen Starbuck for exceptionally meritorious service while serving in various positions of increased responsibility, culminating as the Brigade Operations Sergeant Major. Sergeant Major Starbuck's leadership, professionalism, devotion to duty, and relentless pursuit of excellence had a lasting impact on soldiers and significantly contributed to the Army's success. His exemplary performance over the past 26 years is in keeping with the highest traditions of military service and reflects great credit upon him, 3 Corps, and Fort Hood, and the United States Army.
Round of applause.
Please be seated.
I'm not gonna do a big long speech. You know, I've known these guys forever, and being a colonel up at Propolis, he butted heads a few times when we were standing up the assessment selection, but we got through it better in the end. You know, with Rob, Georgie, when we were stuck in a Russian brothel in Poland because the Simic commander wanted to go there, and yeah, he was quite surprising. We were there with 4 Russians who looked like The Rock, about that big. That was quite an entertaining time. So far, you're going to have experiences, good and bad, more good than bad. Just got to take it on the chin. Resiliency. You know, you can always say it's resiliency. Back in the day when we were popping and locking, it was 3 to 6 months down range. Come back for a month and get some more equipment, and you're right back down the range for 3 to 6 months. And we did that for 4 years, almost 4 years. It was rough, really rough. You know, we were in Hawaii for 5 years while I was doing back then it was G5 CA thing, and I was gone for 3.5 of that 5 years. So it came to an end because I'm old and I'm broke, and it finally caught up with me. I've been dragging it on for a while, but it was time for me to go. All I can say is it was a pleasure working with and for every single one of you. You know, had good times, didn't we? All my computer stuff always went wrong. But all I can say is thank you from the bottom of my heart.